Hello everyone, Froala Editor version 5 is here, and with it comes plenty of good things for both you and your users. Today, I'll show you the most important updates in version 5 and how they work, along with how you can implement these features. Version 5 was released in January of 2026. It introduces two major features, which are code snippet insertion with syntax highlighting and direct importing from Microsoft Word. Additionally, it includes table handling enhancements and other improvements. Let's take a look at each of these, starting with code snippet insertion. This feature lets your users add syntax highlighted code blocks into the editor. The way it works is that your users first need to select a programming language from the dropdown, and then they can paste or write their code. After that, syntax highlighting is automatically applied. Currently, syntax highlighting supports popular languages and formats, including JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, HTML, CSS, Java, C++, SQL, and JSON. Note that the Code Snippets feature preserves indentation and line breaks, making this very convenient for tech writers, developers or code maintainers, and others who usually deal with copying and pasting code into editors. There's also a Code Snippets toolbar in which you can edit, remove, or copy code blocks. And for those who want more, Code Snippets feature is customizable, meaning you can set the languages, default language, and event handlers to fit your project needs. As professionals, we've all imported content from Microsoft Word into another application or editor before. It's always been a popular and familiar tool. And I'm sure that most of the time, the formatting, styling, and structure that we worked hard to build in Word get completely destroyed. This is a very real problem that your users don't have to worry about with Froala version 5. This feature preserves text and formatting, lists, images and media, styling, and even links from imported Word documents. This plugin even supports drag and drop importing, making things more intuitive for your users. Here are some other things about the import from Word feature that I personally like. First is its speed. It can process Word documents with multiple pages without really freezing the editor or affecting overall performance. Next is that it's also customizable, like the Code Snippets feature from earlier. You can control the max file size, specify which Word file formats are allowed, the default is docx, provide your own server endpoint for processing Word files, and handle the before import and after import events. Lastly, this feature already includes some smart error management. If your user uploads a Word file with a size that exceeds what you specified, for example, the editor displays a clean-looking error message. Version 5 also brings another important thing to the table, well, quite literally, since we're talking about table enhancements. Froala version 5 introduces the Retain Line Breaks in Cells on Wrap option. This specifies how the editor should handle line breaks when cell content wraps to multiple lines. For example, let's say you have a remarks column that can contain different remarks in one row, but on separate lines. Normally, when the content wraps, the line breaks get removed, reducing your supposedly many remarks into one long wrapped line. With the new table option in version 5, your multi-line remarks for each row remain even after wrapping. In short, line breaks that users create in tables for readability can be preserved. This option is set to true by default, but you can set it to false should you prefer to always remove line breaks on content wrap. Froala version 5 also changes how table styling defaults are applied. Before, the editor had a predefined value for the border width and style of new tables. This resulted in more steps for those who wanted to customize their tables, since they would have to fight against the defaults. Now, the editor's border width and styles are defaulted to empty strings. This means that when a user creates a new table, it will appear bare and without visible borders. This gives your users a greater degree of freedom, letting them customize their tables using the table toolbar. Also, with no default border styling, you, the developer, now have the freedom to apply your own border styling via CSS frameworks like Bootstrap or Tailwind. You can also maintain the appearance of tables across your applications more easily. Lastly, this helps you avoid CSS specificity conflicts with default styles. Froala Editor version 5 also includes general and device or browser-specific improvements and bug fixes. Here are some of them, but you can check them all out on our changelog page, which we'll also link down below. Now, let's look at some of these features in action. So here's our editor. First, we want to test the code snippet insertion feature. So let's say we have some code that we want to insert into this editor, and we want it so that the editor can highlight keywords and other elements of the code. So we've already prepared this sample JavaScript snippet. So we want to paste it here. So if you paste it directly, it's not going to have the syntax highlighting yet. So we're not going to do that. What we want is to look for the code snippet feature, which is here. So let's select JavaScript, and then let's paste the code. Click Insert, and there it is. So this is like what you see usually on CMS like WordPress, wherein you can write a blog, and you'll have to your users would have to write some code. They can do that here easily. So it appears like this. So everything on this pasted code already looks good and clean. So let's try adding another one. This time we have a sample SQL snippet here. So let's just copy this. And it's also, yeah, it's the same. It also looks good. It has the proper syntax highlighting. You can easily distinguish the system commands and the columns. And that's it for the code snippet feature. Okay, so let's try the import from Word feature. So we have this sample right here. So it has a title, some headers, and an image as well, along with some formatted text. So let's try copying and pasting from this document file into the editor directly. And you can see that all the elements were properly preserved. So the heading's still there. The other headings look the same, as well as the bold text, the italicized text is here, the image as well. And from here, your users can edit further using the Froala editor toolbar. You can also click the import from Word feature if you have a Word file instead. So this is the same as the one we had earlier. It will output the same. It will preserve the content of the file. Now lastly, let's just check the tables, the table enhancements from version 5. So let's say we have this 4x5 table, and let's just make some space for the remarks. So I'll just add a remarks column here. And as you can see in version 5, the table looks a bit more bare now, so that leaves a greater degree of customization freedom for your users. So, and for you as well, if you want to customize your tables using frameworks like Bootstrap. So it's easier now. So let's say we have some multi-line remarks. Okay, and then number 2, number 3. Okay, so when the content wraps, it no longer removes the multiple lines. So usually everything we typed here would result in one very long line. Now all the lines in one row are preserved. So we have one line for number 1, we have 3 lines for number 2, and 2 lines for number 3. So back then it would just be one long line. Now when the content wraps, it follows the wrapping, and you get the number of lines that you want. So remember, you can always turn this feature off if you want, but by default it's set to true. Now, there are many ways to start using version 5. Of course, you can download the zip file. You can also use package managers like npm, Bower, or Composer. If you want a quick test or implementation, call Froala directly using CDN. Whatever your choice, ensure that you're loading the latest version of Froala. Once you've downloaded Froala and imported its CSS and JS files into your projects, you're good to go. If you're already using Froala, upgrade to version 5 today to experience these editing quality of life improvements. If you're not, then we encourage you to try it out all the same. And let us know your feedback. What do you think about these new features? What would you like to see in the future? Give us your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more Froala content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.